Hey there, this is Schwermetallisch. Today I'm going to talk to. If you like this band, have fun and leave a comment, subscribe, give me all your gold.
No problem.
So, yeah, of course, I'm well aware of who you are and who Whitechapel is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's unusual for me to start a meeting directly in recording, and this recording has my stupid face for 5 minutes already. But yeah, your last record, The Valley, was quite a personal one, and it felt like witnessing your rehabilitation when it comes to your childhood and past tragedies. So, what bugged me about this is, why did you decide to do this on that record especially, and why at that point in time?
It wasn't necessarily like a certain point in time that I felt like it should happen, but I just thought it'd be a very interesting story to tell, just from start to finish, instead of just telling bits and pieces throughout, albums, before it, because I had told stories about it, originally, in other albums, but I just felt like it'd be cool to make a whole album about it and tell it just from start to finish, and just have it all correlate together in one album.
Like you felt I don't know the need or responsibility to tell the story to your audience, or more like you have enough distance to the matter that you can say, okay, this is just a story I'm going to tell, and I lived through that.
Yeah. I mean, just to tell it from start to finish, and have it in order, and of course, different aspects that I hadn't talked about before.
Okay, so yeah, of course it's a quite personal matter, and I think if I were a musician and I would have to choose what stories of my life to tell to the audience, I wouldn't necessarily be so open about that, because what I read about it and what I heard about it and the music I witnessed, that's quite a tough story to tell.
Yeah, it's definitely, for me, it's not too hard for me to talk about it, just because it's been so long. But yeah, I mean, it's there for people to relate to it, and to just to tell them an interesting story, and to let them know that everyone has problems.
Yeah, that is, is of course one of the universal truths of life, I think. Okay, on to the next one. The sound of Whitechapel, it changed with that album. The clear vocals and songs like Hickory Creek were a risk musically. How do you feel about this step?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good about it. Because it happened organically. It wasn't forced or anything like that. And we all have our musical influences, and music that we like, and we just don't want to be pigeonholed into any sort of genre that you're not allowed to write this kind of stuff. We just want to be a band that writes music, and if people like it, then they listen to it.
Yeah, I think metal bands nowadays, or after the load and reload problems, are quite afraid to try new things, even if they feel the urge to do so.
Hmm. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's music, especially like the metal community is it's a very accepting community. You know, as far as like your what you look like and everything, it doesn't matter. But like when it comes to the music, it tends to be a very judgmental community, and you know, but you know that's fine. It doesn't bother us, but um, music is just everyone's pretty seems to be obsessed with labels and uh, just things being so specific, and I don't know. It should. I don't think it should be like that. I mean, I think you should write what you want, and if it sounds good and it's a good song or whatever, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I did a review on your new audiobook Kin yesterday, and I think I know why people were so accepting to the change of pace and the clear vocals and everything. I felt it has to do with you still maintaining to keep the depth of the atmosphere of your songs and the heaviness.
Yeah.
Even if you sing clear vocals, and hey, by the way, man, great voice.
Thank you.
You don't necessarily have the feeling that this is some kind of hitting the brakes on the toughness, on the heaviness. It's more like, okay, you can breathe for a minute, and then I will hit your face with a brick.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, that's it's a great record. I have to
Thank
say, you will probably get the review the next days, and yeah, I really did like it a lot.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it, man. Glad you liked it.
I appreciate good music, so thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
So yeah, this question is, yeah, I got a little bit lost in the lyrics. So please tell me what the lyrics of Lost Boy and the Blood-Soaked Symphony mean. I had my guesses, but I wasn't able to understand the metaphors.
What specifically is it that you weren't understanding?
Oh, I'd have to have to open the metal archives to view the lyrics, but it was of course depth, atmosphere, and yeah, about being mistreated, but there were a few pieces where I thought, okay, you can interpret it like this or like that, and I always try to not jump to conclusions. So yeah, I think it was Lost Boy where I had a wild guess, and it was like there's one piece in the lyrics that seems to adore a father figure, and later on in the song there's a piece where you think the child is mistreated by the father figure or some kind of father figure, and it was like, okay, I'm out. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, the whole song is mainly just me, the evil part of me following me out of the valley and finding me, and it's basically whenever me and my evil self meet each other, and it's that's the premise of the song. Whenever me and my evil self are to find each other, and you know, he's trying to drag me back to the valley and be a part of what he wants me to be a part of, instead of me being my own person and making my own decisions.
So the valley is a kind of a metaphor for hell, the hell
Uh,
you endured.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it is, but it's also a real place. So it's but yes, it's just kind of because Ken is the second chapter to the story of the valley. The valley was chapter 1. Ken is chapter 2.
Okay, that wasn't clear to me before I got to do the review because I couldn't find anything on the interwebs. But that is good to know. According to your vocals, that is maybe a big stretch of kitchen psychology. Brace yourself. But as you started to use clean vocals on the Valley record, part 1, and never did it in that like that in that amount on the records before. Would it mean that if you started to use your clean voice, you found the piece of yourself that isn't the dark half that is trying to capture you and bring you back to the valley?
What are you trying to ask, really?
Yeah, that was complicated. That was just a wild idea while you told me that Kin is the second part of the second chapter of the Valley story. That your clean vocals represent the healthy part, the sane part, the good part, or the pure part that escaped the valley.
No, not necessarily. I mean, there's parts where the evil part, the evil self is doing the singing. So it's just kind of back and forth. There's no necessarily like not necessarily any it's not that like the screaming stuff is the evil one and the real me is the singing one. It's both.
Yeah, you managed to sound very, very angry at times. But to manage these two variations of your voices is pretty fucked. that is really cool. I know you are a big death metal fan, and Ben Savage is one too. What are your personal favorites of the last 2 years?
So as far as records go, man, I would probably say well, the new Rivers of Nile is really good. And I would say the new Rivers of Nile and the new Cannibal Corpse.
Okay, so the really tough stuff, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, my handy is talking to me because I suddenly activated Google. It's not creepy at all. Check out the new Inhuman Condition. It's a few guys from Massacre that went away because they did get into beef with Camely and decided to do a new project. That is a really tough one too, but I liked it. maybe it's to your liking as well.
Yeah, maybe.
So I know you guys are pretty big already, so I don't know how much sense this question makes, but I will ask anyway because I ask every artist I get in front of a camera. If you could choose with which bands you would want to go on tour, which bands would you take with you?
Well, it would definitely be a tour where we are not headlining. I'd probably say Deftones, Meshuggah, Tool, and Slipknot.
Oh my God, that is what we Germans would call a Tüte Buntes. It's like if you go to the grocery store and give the guy $5 and say, candies, just surprise me.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a sucker for vocals. So, what is your technical approach to doing vocals, and did you learn it in a classical way?
I just kind of taught myself. I've always liked to sing, and even before the band and everything. So that's just I just always practice myself, and did things like I was always singing before I did any like screaming stuff. So and plus, I just like the things you can do with a singing voice, with like melodies and harmonies and stuff like that. So but I mean, I haven't taken any lessons or anything like that.
Oh, Freddie Mercury also didn't, according to history.
Yeah, he's a little bit on it. He's on a different level than I am. He's definitely a very he's an anomaly.
Yes, I'm a very, very big Queen fan, of course. So I think I know 95% of the vocals of every Queen song ever recorded.
Yeah.
By heart. So how the fuck did you discover that you can do these things with your voice?
I just sang, and some people told me that they thought I sounded good, and I mean, that was pretty much it. I mean, I never really thought of myself as a great singer, but I just tried it, and I guess it worked.
Yeah, to listen to the new record and think, okay, you guys are doing this for 15 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you somehow managed to not totally ruin your vocals. The vocal cords is I would think that means that you're some kind of natural.
I don't know. I'm just I just do what I do, and I've been lucky enough to keep my voice along the way.
You're not smoking, huh?
No.
Okay, that explains a lot. That would, I think, cut the whole singing career in short.
Yeah.
In half.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, speaking of kin again, which is your personal favorite track to sing?
As far as performing?
Yes.
I would say probably Orphan or Anti-Cure.
Interesting. My faves are Lost Boy and Kin because of the clean parts. Because I think that is such a crazy difference to the harsh vocals in overall the overall sound of your vocals. That is the whole spectrum almost.
Yeah.
But I think you can go even deeper, and maybe you can go even higher. I'm pretty sure you couldn't go higher than that. What I mean when talking about kin, but it's pretty fascinating if someone has that big of a range for me.
Yeah.
So that's all for me. I'm all out of ammunition already. No more questions asked.
Oh, it's all right, man. I appreciate you doing it.
Yeah, it was a very nice talk, and thanks for being having the time and being honest with all the shit that is going on.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem.
Yeah. Then have a nice day, and maybe we'll speak next time when you release such a beast of a record.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.